I've been hesitating on doing this, but I got to talk about the Raiders. Fuck. Play the intro.
Hear me and rejoice. You have had the privilege of being saved by the great Titan. You may think this is suffering. No. It is salvation. The universal scales tip toward balance because of your sacrifice.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Well, Coach,
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
You can point the finger at him. You can talk about the vacation. And if you do that, it's really unfair. It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Bruh.
yes, sir. It's me, Rocco Mannington. I'm back, man. Out of bounds. Yeah. Raiders. Got to talk about the Raiders, man. Let me preface this first by saying, if you don't know, I am an avid Raiders fan. I love the Raiders. I've loved the Raiders since I really when I really started to get into football and really understand the game of football and how what it was and everything like that. I fell in love with the Raiders, man. And it was a specific team, like a specific era of the Raiders, man. And it was the Rich Gannon at the quarterback, Charlie Garner running back, and they had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, two of the greatest receivers ever, man. Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. This was like Jerry Rice was like winding down his career, but he was still good, man. Then they had that crazy defense, Bill Romanowski, who's probably racist, but whatever, he's good. He's man, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, man. So I fell in love with that squad, and then we the ended up in the Super Bowl that year against the Buccaneers, and oh man, it was beautiful. It was awesome. And then but since then I've had nothing but turmoil and nastiness and just disgusting, god awful football and everything. I mean, Jamarcus Russell, man. So recently there was a article published on Bleacher Report. Shout out to Bleacher Report. There's an article published on Bleacher Report about this going around. We all know what happened with Josh McDaniels getting fired and David Ziegler getting fired. The Raiders head coach and the GM gone. Not quick enough either, man. This was a tumultuous 2 years or whatever it was. Whatever, they're gone. But now stuff is coming out about the time here, of course, now that they're gone. Rightfully so. I knew it was gonna be shit from the first time this even happened. I never wanted Josh McDaniels here. David Ziegler never really. I mean, I never heard of him. Never knew what he did. I'm not really like a person that really knows about GM and stuff like that or whatever. But he never really did anything, that stood out to me. And this was just like this was just continuing in this vicious cycle of, recycling the same NFL coaches over and over again, and NFL being so obsessed with people that stood next to Bill Belichick, coaches that stood next to Bill Belichick, getting these opportunities that they do not deserve whatsoever. But of course, he ended up getting a job in Las Vegas, to coach my fucking team. Story comes out now that the 2023 NFL draft, which was this draft that just occurred, with they ended up taking. This is the draft with C.J. Stroud. Okay, now if you don't know, C.J. Stroud is tearing up the NFL right now as a rookie, and he's killing the game. Okay, they even want to put him in the conversation for fucking MVP. Okay, that's how good this kid's playing right now. Okay, C.J. Stroud. All right, this is the kid is a rookie now for Houston. He passed for 3,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions with a 100.8 passer rating. Okay, Jamarcus Russell. Just remember that. All right. So now, story comes out that even though I didn't like Dave Ziegler, but he wanted to apparently move up in the draft and get C.J. Stroud. The Raiders were picking 7th overall. He wanted to make some trades in order, and he had a trade ready to go to acquire the 2nd pick to get C.J. Stroud, which would have been our franchise quarterback right now. Overruled by Josh McDaniels, who was insistent on getting Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, of course, one of his fucking Patriots guys, man. That's all they do is they just get these fuckers the same shit over and over again. The Patriots guys, they go to wherever they go, and all they do is get fucking ex-Patriots guy, fucking Jimmy G, who stunk. I'm gonna get to his numbers in a second, but they ended up signing Jimmy G. Josh McDaniels ended up getting his way, okay, and then we end up taking Tyree Wilson, the 7th pick. We could have had C.J. Stroud. This is the point, okay? This is the point. This is just another strike in the history of this franchise that just they don't love me, and I don't know why I love them. I don't know why I love them. They don't love me, okay? They don't love me as a fan. All right, but Josh McDaniels overruled a trade he didn't want C.J. Stroud because he wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo's number right now. He's benched BT Dub. Well, first of all, injury prone. He didn't even play the first couple games or whatever. He didn't even play. Numbers this year, he's thrown for 1,200 yards, only 7 touchdowns, 9 picks, a 78.1 passer rating this year. He's just ass, man. He's just ass. Jimmy G's just ass. Jimmy G's not gonna win you games. Jimmy G is just gonna be, game manager guy, and the thing, right? And this says something about Bill Belichick. That's why he's 2-9 right now. He wanted to get rid of Tom Brady for Jimmy G. Now, imagine that. Imagine that. That's why he's 2-9. Tom Brady won a championship. Tom Brady needs to come play for the Raiders right now. Please, Tom. Please. He owns stake in the Raiders, right? You know what I mean? He could be the first owner player ever. I mean, why not? Why not? I could dream, man. Whatever. Fuck y'all. But yes, Josh McDaniels, man. Josh McDaniels ran this team into the ground in less than 2 years. Anywhere he's gone, he hasn't lasted more than 2 years. Oh, man, lasted more than a year, basically. He's always got fired in his second year. Josh McDaniels' record as a head coach, he is 20-33. Okay? 20-33. Okay? What made them what makes them think that this dude deserves a fucking like a head coaching job? Like how do you just go in there and just get these jobs? Like it doesn't make no sense. This is why it's so hard for a black dude to get an NFL coaching job. Because the dudes like this, he went 9-16 with the Raiders in a year and a half. I hope he never coaches again. But he's probably gonna fucking squirm his way back into the Patriots and rehabilitate himself and be there for 2 years, and the Patriots will be all right, and because they stink, so they'll probably end up getting Caleb Williams in the draft, and he'll be a head coach in like another like 2-3 years. Mark my words, we can run this tape back in a couple of years when some desperate team hires Josh McDaniels again. Fucking Josh McDaniels. Oh, he's fucking sucks. He's terrible. He's fucking terrible, man. God. And the Texans end up with CJ Stroud, man. He's fucking good. He's just listen. I like the rookie, okay? Aiden O'Connell. I had known nothing about you. I've never seen you play college football ever. I've never seen you do anything. I don't care nothing about that. If you could play NFL football for the Las Vegas Raiders and help us win games, then you're all right with me, all right? Characters, in sports there's always, sports, I feel like the best athletes are some form of characters one way or another. Not even the best athletes, man. There's just characters in sports in general, man. And some guys or people are genuinely hilarious. Some of them are corny, and then you got Jameis Winston. Man. Jameis Winston is one of the funniest characters in sports, man. Hands down. Jameis Winston is a national treasure. Shout out to Jameis Winston, bro. Shout out to Jameis Winston, man. Well, Jameis Winston, first of all, Jameis Winston is a double sport athlete, basketball and football. I mean, not football, basketball, football and baseball. Double sport athlete. Top-notch athlete, won title in national championship in college. One of the greatest college quarterbacks in the history of college football. Hands down. But also one of the funniest motherfuckers you ever gonna see in sports. And he's unintentionally funny, man. Shit just happens to him. Shit just be happening to him. So, with that in mind, I got a list, top 5 list. And who doesn't love top 5 lists, man? Come on. So I got the top 5 Jameis Winston moments according to Rocco Mannington. All right, number 5. This is a pregame speech that he had in the locker room. Shout out to Lou Young. Lou Young, he did a skit with this here this here video.
Guys, what are we fighting for? He said, no, you know what I'm fighting for? You know what I'm fighting for, y'all? The undefeated season and that shiny thing on this finger right here, and I know it's cricket, but a shiny thing on this finger right here said Florida State, national champions. That's what I'm fighting for. And it begins today. So Don't let them boys stop us.
What's wrong with this nigga?
At Florida State. If we gonna do it then, we do it big then. Let's go. Get that in your mind right now.
Jameis Winston got suspended. Or got in trouble. I can't remember the whole fucking story. They got suspended or got in trouble or some shit. I think got suspended for stealing, for allegedly stealing crab legs. Legs. Yeah. Crab legs. Which he says he you know, somebody, which he says he got given, you know, that they gave him the crab legs. I don't believe you, Jameis. I believe you, bro. I believe you was giving them crab legs, man. This is him. I mean, this is allegedly him walking out of the store with the crab legs without paying for them. Like, it was a whole thing too, man. Motherfuckers getting millions of dollars too. I know, yo, James, they owe you money, bro. They owe you money, son. They owe you money, cuz that's crazy. They try to mess with you for getting crab legs, man. Now motherfuckers getting millions of dollars an NIL deal, nigga. You should have had an NIL deal with the crab legs. You see, that's money wasted. They owe you bread. Not only did my boy get suspended with some crab legs, my man's tried to. He told him he wasn't playing.
But in the warm-up, shows up looking like it's a normal game.
They told him he wasn't playing
after apparently being told he would
He
not
started
be allowed
warming
to
up
dress
with
for
the
the
team,
game.
bro.
This exchange between head coach Jimbo Fisher and Winston. Fisher appearing to be confused and maybe annoyed. Sends Winston back to the locker room to take off the shoulder pads. A short time later, he emerges like this, and this will be his uniform tonight. Arrives without his trademark smile. But
Nah,
in the warm-up,
James,
shows
fuck
up
that shit, man.
looking like
They owe you money. They owe you money. Holla at me. They owe you money, bro. They was embarrassing me. But it was embarrassing my boy Jameis Winston out there, bro. He gets suspended for crab legs and shit. Get out of here with that. Number 3. This one just happened like this last Sunday. Ludacris was performing at the Georgia Dome, and James and the Saints were down at halftime, and of course, it was rapping to Derek Carr. Yo, James, they gotta put Jameis Winston in some sort of like reality show or some shit like that. After your career, Jameis, you gotta do some like reality show or some shit, bro. All right, number 2. Number 2. Jameis Winston tore his ACL, but that did not stop him from getting lit in the locker room, goddamn, after the win.